Good afternoon, Scorpios. How are you? This is your reading for the week of April 19th, but anytime you see it is going to be the right time. And I am I'm pretty stoked about this series for the water signs this week because I really just felt so drawn to each primary deck. I knew that the Cancers were gonna get this super the good tarot. It's a real kind of ethereal, watery deck, just the way that I can describe that the vibe of that deck, and I was just yeah, that's the Cancers are getting that today. And then with the Scorpios, I'm you're getting this sexy midnight rose soul card deck. This deck, it's just it's very sexy. It's a very sexy deck. These cards are sexy. But yeah, no, it's they're gorgeous, they just have these beautiful symbols and they're black and gold and just shimmer and shine and all kinds of stuff. And so either way, I think that's my association with you guys, with Scorpio energy. Pretty sexy, pretty secretive, pretty mysterious, but also very giving, very loving, and very kind. A lot of few of my Scorpio friends are just if they're not volunteering in the community, what are they doing? Not doing something to make the world a better place. So anyways, welcome to your reading, Scorpios. So glad that you're here. We'll go ahead and get started. Still have to really kind of learn that side shuffle, but whatever. That's how it goes. So I really had a lot of success with this kind of pyramid spread last time. It just kind of really unfolded organically. So I'm gonna see if I can recreate the success. But if not, that's okay too, because it doesn't need to be rigid. We can just, we can just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Okay, Cancer, Scorpios. Whoa. Very cool. So the initial look here is you're waiting for something. You're waiting for something, or you're surrendering. You know that a karmic cycle is coming to a close, Scorpios. You can feel, because water signs are also very intuitive, and so you're an intuitive sign, and I believe that you are aware and surrendering now at this time to I'm going to say the ending of a karmic cycle. So you can because an ending of a karmic cycle is the beginning of the karmic cycle, is the beginning of another karmic cycle. So what we have here is the Hangman, the World, and the Two of Swords. And the reason that I'm more inclined to say that this is either a surrendering or a waiting for an end of a karmic cycle is because something has been revealed. A new truth has come to light. And so this truth right here is having a very deep impact on what's coming next. Um, you could possibly have an ending of a karmic cycle and then come to find out the truth after. Um, I'm not exactly sure if that's entirely like, if that matters so much, whether the truth, whether the actual truth is learned before or after the shifting of this cycle coming to an end, because you already know, because you're surrendering to it. You have an inner truth that you're aware of, and you have an inner truth that you're aware of, and you're either waiting for it to happen, or you are knowing it's coming and surrendering. I mean, either way, it's kind of the same thing. But I think, like, with regard to waiting for life to like happen to you and have its way with you, is a very different space to occupy emotionally, than I'm surrendering to what's coming because I know what's coming, and I'm surrendering to it because I've made peace with it, and I'm just, it's okay. And this is the other thing that the hangman says, is that you have time. There's no rush. You don't have to do anything right now. So let's say, for instance, you see something coming to an end. You can take your time in just being with it. If you choose to surrender to what you know is coming, or if you choose to wait until the other shoe drops, either way, I mean, you can do that. It's really an energy of inaction, despite knowing something, because you do know something. A truth has been revealed. So I'm going to say more, or see more, rather. Yeah, there's a new experience coming up, a new desire, a new drive, a new goal. Because there's a lot of conflict. So you have the Ace of Wands, followed up, like right next is the Five of Swords. So there's been some conflict. Maybe there's conflict about your new endeavor. There could be conflict about your new endeavor. But it feels like there's an ending coming up. It feels like there's an ending coming up. But I don't think that it's entirely like, I think, okay, how about this? I think whatever it is, everyone involved will be able to, like, everyone involved is going to survive, basically, you know. And the positive to it is that it's the ending of one karmic cycle and the beginning of another. And I think the beginning of the next karmic cycle is going to have heavily to do with this new drive, with this new passion, with this new goal, this new experience. But there will be conflict with this shift. And something major is shifting. Something major is shifting. And when we're going to see, hopefully, we'll see. Okay, can Spirit show us? What does Spirit have to say to Scorpio? It would appear that some Scorpios are on the brink of a shift. All right. Okay, Someone is taking a time out. There is some sort of like rest period happening. I find it really interesting that the Hanged Man is like between, like during the time in which you're hanging around, either waiting for this shift to happen or like basically for the cycle to come to a close. You're going to be resting and taking time. So I think that that's important, because I think that there's like whatever energy that's gained from taking this rest is really going to be needed for the next kind of the foyer into this shift, into this rebirth, because it feels as though, you know, like something is like coming to an end and beginning, and a lot of things are shifting, and so it's important to have your energy about you. Another interpretation could be that maybe someone took a break, and that was an indicator for you, Scorpio, that this change was coming. That's a possibility as well, because you're surrendering. So maybe the Four of Swords was the signal, basically the tell. Okay, so we got the Page of Pentacles, and so that's a new experience, a new emotional experience of some kind. Maybe you learned some new information. And the Page of Pentacles is looking toward the knight that's laying down here under the swords, taking their rest. And the Page of Pentacles is also in between the World and the Two of Swords. So there's a truth that was learned about this karmic cycle, about the ending / beginning. And the Page of Pentacles also signifies kind of like a new piece of knowledge, or a new piece of a new idea, or like a new seed to sow. Sometimes it indicates like learning, like maybe you're learning something new. So there's some learning. So because there's a truth that's being revealed, and then there's a learning. A new experience is happening, which is also in alignment with a new karmic cycle beginning, because another is ending. So then we have the Six of Wands. And so the Six of Wands is actually a pretty impressive card. Like, it's really like the victory card. Somebody got what they wanted in this situation. There was someone that didn't get something. Like, I feel like, and I think that there's two opposing sides because of this Five of Swords over here at the end. But I believe like someone came out victorious in here. So someone's coming out victorious on the other side of this new experience, and someone else is resting. And there can be some recognition for this. I mean, I can't really say whether or not this is like public or private knowledge, you know? But I feel like there's kind of like a privacy in the very beginning over here because of the Four of Swords. There's like a quiet energy, a very taking refuge energy. And then on the other side of this truth that's learned, there is a tension around it. And then the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is like in between the Ace of Wands and the Five of Swords. So maybe, I wonder if this is like a third party situation. I don't know. Maybe not. But there's some sort of fighting. Like there was a new truth was revealed, and there was some new idea, a new passion, okay? Because like, make no mistake, like wands are like fire, and like they're also very phallic, and it's like the initial Ace of Wands is like new idea and strike while the iron's hot, you know. It's like maybe an impulsive decision was made. Action is typical, like action is the essence of the wands. And so somebody made a move, somebody made a choice here, I think, and it caused a lot of conflict. And then pulling the Two of Cups in between, I imagine that whatever this choice was created some conflict in between two people. I mean, typically conflict is in between two people, although it can be between more than two people. But yeah, I don't know. I'm getting the feeling of like an ending of a relationship or something. But I don't know. Let's keep on going. It could be something. It totally could be something else. I mean, you viewer, like Scorpios, like, I'm calling it as I see it as far as the cards go, and their meanings, and then like those associations, whatever associations you make are going to trump any association that I make, because you know what's happening in your normal day-to-day life, and I don't. But this is the story, or this is the theme of what I'm getting. All right. The Sun. So the Sun is amazing. Like the Sun is this beautiful energy. It's a positive energy. It's soulmate. It's success. It's happiness. It's stability. It's all the things. Like the Sun is the crown jewel in the deck of any tarot. And and so perhaps, so it would seem that based on this, like, one karmic cycle is ending, but the beginning of another karmic cycle, there's the beginning. And so it would appear that the beginning, although there was pain and strife through the ending, which I'm just getting this image right now, like, you know, when you have a baby and you're pregnant, there can be like, there's the time prior to the baby being born, right? Of course. And on the other side of that birth, there can be a lot of sunshine. And so here's the other thing, like, to be pregnant is a cycle, is a gestation period. And so the whole act of the birth is the ending of the pregnancy and the beginning of parenthood and child and babyhood, and like the beginning of life, you know, like as far as life outside the womb. So that's like the feeling that I'm getting with this Five of Swords, is that there's some conflict around the transition here, Scorpio. And whoever you're having the conflict with, I think you're gonna come together, and you're gonna survive it. Like, you're gonna come together. At first I was thinking this might be a third party situation, but and I think I just got led astray by like the truth, but like, I don't know. I mean, maybe the truth is that finally one of the partners decided to be honest about what it was they really wanted to do. You know, like, hey, I have this new drive and this new idea, so I want to share that with you, Hanged Man. over here, just kind of like waiting with life. Something has to shift. There was stagnation before, and now something is shifting. And then so there was some pain with the rebirth of this, right? Like the end of one cycle, the beginning of another. So there was a lot of pain with the Five of Swords and a lot of conflict, so strife, some, you know, what is that psychotherapist, he said it's forming, storming, and norming. So there was some storming. So like you're forming your ideas, you're forming your plan, and then you're storming, and then now you're norming, right? So I think you guys are going to survive this, because then you come out on the other side and it's good. It's positive. It's the sun. Whatever karmic cycle needed to end, whatever karmic cycle ended needed to end. It was a good ending in order for there to be a better rebirth, because what's on the other side of this pain and strife of the Five of Swords is way better. Is just way better. You know, even what's right on the other side of that is this meeting of the minds, you know, the Two of Cups. The meeting of the minds. And then the sun. And then just scratch everything that I just said, because the next card that I pulled. No, I'm just kidding. I love being funny. I love laughing at myself. I'm a total goofball, goober, and I love laughing at myself. So, the next one I pulled was the Five of Cups. So, you know, as I look at this and as I think about this, it's like, and I think it really resonates so much. Like, when I remember after I had my firstborn son, I grieved having been pregnant, because I loved being pregnant. And not to say that there wasn't discomfort and all those other things, but I loved having my son inside of me, like he was my little passenger. And with that ending of the pregnancy and the beginning of the birth, the ending of the cycle, the beginning of a new cycle, there's pain, we just discovered that, and there's good stuff. But then there can be grief over what was lost back here. So, you know, there's happy, good times in the future for your future and your new cycle. But somebody here is feeling sad, is mourning the cycle that just ended. Someone's mourning the cycle that just ended. But, you know, the advice I feel like with the Five of Cups is excuse me, is, you know, don't cry because it's over, but smile because it happened. And you can feel all the feels that come with the 3 spilled cups. And that's good. That's healthy. That's really healthy. However, you don't want to live there. You don't want to stay there and be stuck. You want to rejoice in the 2 cups that you have left. And you're not, you know, you may not be looking at them right now, but you got to turn your attention towards them eventually. You know, when you're ready. It sounds like something pretty big, you know, ended, and it's okay to feel sad about what it used to be. Change is really hard. Change is really hard, you guys. Or it can be. Okay. I'm feeling so tender towards you, Scorpios. Or I get the feeling that it might not be you that's sad. I think you're the one that got what they wanted. And it's your counterpart that's all bummed they didn't get their way. Really? You didn't get your way with a Scorpio? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm just kidding, Scorpios. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally pulling your chain because you guys are so funny. I love you guys. Okay, so what we have next after the Five of Cups is the Four of Cups. And I'm going to have to pause you guys real quick, okay? I'm very, very sorry about this, but I'm going to have to pause you just real quick.